La Paz, the highest capital city in the world. Resting at more than 3,500 meters above sea level, the vibrant city of La Paz is filled with natural beauty, colorful architecture, and incredible cuisine. In this video, we'll bring you guys with us as we experience some of the best things to do in the city, from the engineering feat of the cable car system to having a 3-course meal that we'll never forget. Join us on this La Paz travel guide as we venture through Bolivia. Good morning from La Paz, the highest administrative capital in the world. We're really excited to explore the city, show you guys some of the beautiful sights, as well as some local Bolivian cuisine.
The first spot that we're heading off to is actually a form of transportation in the city, but it's also one of the top attractions, and that is the Teleférico System. We're kind of out of breath climbing up those stairs. Honestly, we thought we would have acclimated completely by now because we spent so much time over at uni to see the salt flats. But man, these hills, these stairs are just taking me out. I gotta work on my cardio some more.
The cable car system here in La Paz is so intricate. Back in 2014, they decided to build this because there's really no way to have a subway system because the whole city is so mountainous. So they built 10 different lines defined by different colors, and they span over 30 kilometers. It only costs about 2 to 3 Bolivianos for each cable car ride, a very affordable way to see the city, and you'll be able to get such amazing views from each line.
Oh, ¿puedo tener la española?
Hay español.
Y la bebida morada, por favor.
¿Cuál moda de lápiz?
El lápiz, sí.
Lápiz caliente, ¿lo ves?
Sí, por favor.
There was a vendor in between the 2 cable car stations, and we had to stop by because they were serving a typical fast food Bolivian breakfast. Here we have a jawita, which is made with cheese and bread. Ours specifically has a Spanish filling, so I think there's going to be some chorizo in there. And this right here is a very popular drink. It's called the api morado. It's made with purple maize, cinnamon, water, and sugar. The reason why this was created up in the Andes was because of the high altitude, so they really wanted to pack in a heavy calorie drink so that people can go about their day and have the energy to sustain. We're really excited to try it because this smells so good and fragrant, especially that cinnamon. Oh wow, that's sweet, but it's got that thick nectar texture to it. It's so good. I'm gonna try the jawita now. Wow, that saltiness contrasts so well to sweet. This is a really great way to start the day.
And for our final cable car for this morning, we have made it to the red line. And this is what a lot of people say is the most scenic line. Let's go see if that's true. One thing to note though, as the lines are about 2 to 3 Bolivianos each, that is on every single line. That means the minute you get off, you must pay again to ride a different cable car or the same one. Lauren and I thought that we could just do a little round trip loop on the red. Nope, they made us actually get off and repay to get back down. This is not a typical tourist attraction that you might see on your travels. Right now, we are actually at the cemetery here in La Paz. I know what you might be thinking, that seems a little bit weird. Why are we at a cemetery? That's because here in Bolivia, death is not just a solemn thing. They actually want to celebrate that person's life.
And you actually see it at every tomb. There are all these colorful, whimsical things about them. There are all these funny little bubble heads, some of their favorite drinks and snacks, and even really cute inside jokes and cards from their friends and family. And in La Paz, because there's such a shortage of land, they actually stacked the tombs. So instead of seeing a regular headstone with your own plot of land, everybody has, I think it's about 5 rows. All these streets are just so colorful and vibrant. We're gonna keep walking around and try to learn a little bit about all of these people. We just made it to the city center, and as we were walking to the breakfast place, we passed by the same vendor that we stopped at to get our little free breakfast. And I've been eyeing this rice pudding little dessert, and it looks so good. It's called masa mora. It's made with rice pudding topped with the same thing that api morado is made of, but instead it's like a jelly format instead of a drink. Now this was only 5 Bolivianos. I think it's really well worth it, but let's go ahead and try it. Oh wow. The rice pudding is like okay actually. I don't love it, but the sweetness from the top makes it so much better.
Traffic is genuinely insane here though. There's absolutely no crosswalks, so you have no idea when you can and cannot go. And the cars definitely do not wait for you here. So yeah, just if you guys come and visit, just set your expectations. It's a little bit risky crossing the road, but honestly, if you just go with the locals, you'll be fine.
We made it to our breakfast spot. It's called Wistupiku, and it turns out it's a little bit late, so we decided to get something small since we want to have lunch in about an hour. We wanted to get some traditional Bolivian treats. So this one is a salteña. It's actually filled with meat. And this one is an minta, and it's baked. It's actually very similar to a tamale because it's like ground maize. I'm not too sure if there's meat inside. We're gonna have to open that up later. In total, we spent 27 Bolivianos, including this nice hot cup of coffee. Oh wow, that meat is so good. It's like very sweet. There's actually a lot of beef in here. Lots of different potatoes, some carrots, but the flavor is just so good. It smells like cinnamon and powdered sugar, so I'm very interested to see what's inside. So I believe it's wrapped up in the corn husk. It is very good. There are raisins in here too. It actually tastes like a bran muffin, but better. This might be the biggest number of pigeons we've ever seen accumulated in one area. It is literal pigeon haven in Plaza Murillo. The square is the central square in La Paz, and it connects to the political life here in the city. Every single building around here is so well architectured. We have the Assembly Legislature, we have the government palace. Behind there's a tower of the Casa Grande del Pueblo, I believe, and the Cathedral of Our Lady of Peace. I can definitely see why a lot of people would like to just spend a lot of time here, especially the pigeons.
For lunch, we came to what might be the most popular restaurant in all of La Paz. It's literally called Bolivian Popular Food. It has an astonishing 4.8 rating on Google with over 1,400 reviews. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now, they do have a set menu for lunch, and they're only open from about 12 to about 2:30. Now, the lunch menu consists of a starter, a main, a dessert, along with a juice, and of course, you get some bread as well. And the total cost for this is 79 Bolivianos. Now, to start, we have this crazy, fresh, hot bread from the Altiplano cities. You have a little salsa from deep in the valley, as well as a little traditional sauce as well for you to dip the bread in. And for juices, we decided to get a little peach juice with cinnamon, and Lauren got a little passion fruit.
I love having soup as my first course, so I had to get the sopa y letras, and it is exactly like it sounds. They actually created a soup made with alphabet letters, and on top there's like a fresh cheese topped with some microgreens. There's beets, there's another vegetable, maybe squash, and after that they poured in a chicken broth, and it looks so good. I'm gonna have to disintegrate this completely. It's got this very home-cooked flavor to it. I absolutely love the fresh cheese that they added in here. It adds a little bit of the creaminess to a clear broth. And the saltiness is just perfect.
For my appetizer, I got the reino de papa, which essentially is a stuffed potato. Now, this is probably the fanciest stuffed potato I've ever seen in my life. Like, look at that decoration. It's a little bit on the saltier side, but the flavors are phenomenal. Slight kick of spice, and you also have a bit of the greens to sort of add that little bit of bitterness that cuts right into the salt. Now, there's red stuff on the inside. Honestly, I'm not sure what it is, but it tastes a little bit like meat. I think that's meat. So what I have in front of me here is a lovely beef dish that is almost kind of like a brisket, and it just cuts through like butter. You can really taste the beef. It actually has a slight char to it, so it has a slight bitterness that you really want. Over here, we actually have a little salad that is wrapped, and it's really cool. I don't know what kind of veggie it is that they wrapped it in, but inside, it looks like a little salsa. Very similar, I think, to what we had initially with the bread. Delicious, and it's actually cold. So that definitely hit my tongue. Very surprising.
I love my fish, so I had to get the estofado de paiche, which is a paiche stew, sort of. And paiche is a huge fish that grows in fresh water here in Bolivia. So we're gonna have to try this fish, and also it comes on a huge spread of yucca plants, along with some root vegetables and a fried plantain texture, which looks really nice and crunchy. A lot of different textures going on over here.
As if we did not have enough happy today, I just got myself an happy dessert. And honestly, I think it's too beautiful to eat. Right here, you actually have an happy sorbet, and then that is sitting on top of a corn bread called buñuelo, and that is surrounded by a nice liquid appy as well. So it's literally appy on corn on apple.
This looks so fancy. This ice cream is called acha chairu, and it's topped with some colorful rice crackers and dotted with a pineapple paste, I believe. It looks so delicious. Also, these little petals are so cute. I could just dig into this right now with the rice crackers. It's just so creamy. Just around the corner from the restaurant, we came to the witch's market. It's a little bit creepy for us, not really our style, especially seeing some of those llama corpses hanging from the vendors' stalls. But if you just keep walking a little bit further, you'll come to the main market. They sell a bunch of textiles, clothing, souvenirs, and even musical instruments. We're gonna keep walking down the street. It's absolutely stunning and colorful before heading to the San Francisco Church. forecast was showing that the rain wasn't going to stop anytime soon, so we decided to come to our Airbnb, which is located in Sopacachi. And this area is our top recommendation for where to stay when you're visiting La Paz. Not only is it super close to the city center, it's away from all the chaos and traffic of city center, and it's also a lot safer. There are also a ton of cafes, restaurants, and bars in this area, really great ones, and we want to show you guys a couple of them tomorrow.
Good morning, guys. We're just walking through the streets of Sopacachi. Now, this neighborhood is definitely a little bit more upscale, but that also means it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But the good thing is you're going to find the cuisine here to be a little bit different from the city center. You're going to find a lot more international cuisine as well as vegan options. So we're just heading over to a vegan restaurant right now.
We don't typically go for the vegan restaurants, but we really wanted to check out this place because it's so well rated, and it's called Cocina Vegana. The whole place is so cute. It's got a ton of little animal decorations everywhere, and every single day they serve 2 different options where you can have a soup, an entree, and a dessert for only 23 Bolivianos each.
Bienvenue à Chez Moustache.
We are at a French cafe / restaurant right in the heart of Sopacachi, and they have a really good promotion pretty much every single day. We've passed by this place. They have a coffee or tea plus this yummy pastry for only 12 Bolivianos. It's a really great place for you to enjoy a bunch of different varieties of French pastries and the amazing portraits of all these famous peoples with mustaches.